I thought I'll do a quick video to look into the week ahead. Let's look at dollar yen. The ugly dollar yen, sorry, not dollar yen, euro dollar. The ugly euro dollar has now finally turned into a bit of a beauty. It has opened with a gap, giving us a little bit of more information. As we can see, this bar is an outside bar. It's not really strong at the moment. The whole range is just about 150 pips, but man, it's been going sideways and stuck within a tight gator, and we talked about this setup a few days ago. Red dot, sleeping gator. Next level is close, so you put your PO here, a bit of a drawdown here, difficult for some people to probably hold on to, but your stop loss will be originally there, and a trigger, it will come back to above the high of this, and then add-ons could have been made below this and stuff like that. Or you could have taken advantage of this on a lower time frame. So again, after this and this inside candle, as you can see around here, if you were trading the 4-hour chart, you have your entry here. Box is a bit big, but your stop loss probably will be above this candle if you took this, about 40, 42 pips stop loss. You have a nice 2R there on this. On the hourly, it's a bit tricky. We took our trades around here, but sometimes there will be good trades there. Moving on, I actually do this, that button up there to bring it all here, and then I'll start with the first one, and then Control Tab on a PC. It just takes me to the next tab. I haven't got it in the video, but there we go. So next tab is pound dollar, and we have a seed created yesterday, and it has a gap as well. So if you had an order, it will be triggered here now, and it is a bit risky trade given the circumstances, the way this market is, and it has done this spike and all. I will stay away from it. But if you were a risk taker, you probably took this seed, and maybe you'll laugh at me later. So that's another issue. That's Swizzy. Swizzy is still inside a very tight range on the weeklies, and when it breaks out, we will have plenty of setups on the 4-hour and the 1 hour. We had another setup the other day on this. Beautiful move up, down, and then around here it will just go long. Look out for these setups. So euro dollar and Swizzy definitely on the list. Australian dollar going sideways, but if you look at this pin bar, fruit pin bar, and then you go to the hourly chart, you'd see that after this was that pin bar, you'd see usually a good price action here. But by the time we got to it, the only way we could get in this was to go to M30, M15. M15 had a beautiful setup around here, 20 pip, and went for 2 hours very easily if you were conscious of it and took it. Next one is Kiwi. Kiwi has been on for us ever since this big candle down that broke out. As it's going to the purple, you can't take it on this time frame, so you go to the lower time frame, and it was around here or somewhere there. Yeah, it broke around here, came back up, and if you took this setup, which one of us did, I think it was Jasmine, following the setup. Anyway, nothing good in this at the moment, but it could turn into something. Let's go to the dailies. This pullback back up could happen, and that probably will create the 5 here. I would probably not take that. I would rather wait for this 5 to happen, and then another wave down, around here, touches this, comes down, probably target this level. We'll be watching this. Dollar yen is outside the box, critical levels, but definitely watching for some long setups to set up around this area tomorrow morning. or the next day. So that's dollar yen. Dollar CAD, strong outside bar here, as we can see. So if you saw this on Thursday, on Friday you would have a beautiful setup which we traded. Target was easy. It was just this low of box. If you look at it around here, this big outside bar, and this is the example which I sent a message to Norman from Canada, I think. Yeah, and these are the setups that you can utilize if you don't have time. You can only trade the daily charts. So this is the way you would actually see a big bar like this, and then you would find out what is the next level, and the next level is about this. So how much do you have? About 30-40 pips. So you would put a PO below this, stop loss somewhere around here in the middle of this, or find some other level. If you can manage it during the day, or later on, you can just move it below this, and your target would be this. So on the hourly, if you look at it, if you can get to it, then you can set your stop loss around here, and your target point would be just above this. So this would be a beautiful trade for whatever was your risk for the trade, 2%, 1%, 3%, whatever it comes to. That's a very good idea. Not the best example though, but the best would be if you have a pin bar somewhere here, somewhere here, somewhere here, and then you have the next levels like this and like this pin bar. See this? Where was it going? These levels. So you put your stop loss, pending order there, stop loss there, target point here. So around here you would have a good trade. You won't even have to look at any charts, just PO and bang, you're gone. So that's a great example for that. Gold still going down. We have a kind of a neutral type of fruit up, because the open and close in the middle wasn't really suggesting anything, and it has not done much after that. So we'll be looking for some shorts on this, but there is a rubber band principle on this, so probably a little bit of pullback is required. That might turn into something very ugly at the moment on the hourly. Silver, same thing. Pound yen, it's got the GBP in it, a little bit tricky, so we'll be careful about it. Otherwise, there's a lovely setup coming to us. What else is there? Euro yen, is there anything on it? Well, not really. When I go through these my daily charts, I'm looking for the signals on the daily, but at the same time I'm also looking at the structure for the main pairs that we can trade on the hourly, and I would say, okay, this is the one that we probably be trading, like the euro dollar and Swiss that we spotted. This is the Australian dollar, Canadian. These are only for the daily charts. For example, on this, when you had the blue dot set up around here, when you go long here, your target point is just there, or your target point was, which probably didn't work this occasion, is target zone 1. But as you can see, it wasn't just this level, there was a monthly level there as well, and that is this box. So obviously when you have a chart where you have a weekly and a monthly level up there, then you just go in here and then look at this level and put your target point there, and bang bang. And can you see these two candle lows? This is just beautiful. So if you didn't take this trade, this inside candle was a beautiful candle to take, because it had this confirmation that this level was holding, and you can easily do that on a daily chart because you have a lot of time, and these levels are of value on a daily chart rather than on a M5 chart. And it goes back up. Nice profitable trade. Interesting chart, Australian dollar yen. We'll be looking for more longs. Definitely this is a 3 up, so you look for a 4. Probably this day will go into a 4, and there will be a setup here next day and the day after for a 5th wave up. So definitely look into this Australian dollar yen. And the rest of them probably we won't look for the hourlies, but this is Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar going up. It will give setups on the 4 hourly, so you can check it. CAD yen, it's the yen situation, it's going up. It's officially in a downtrend, but still going up, so don't really know what to do with it. But if you were trading the 4-hour chart, or if just looking at this, that gator is up and you wanted to trade it, you go to 4-hour and you'll have seen a 3 up, a 4 down, you can see, and a setup 1. So you'll be long in this, and probably stop loss now is on break even. Oh yes, the euro dollar against Australian dollar. This was a lovely formation here, and you have these two lows, and then you have this inside candle type of thing, right? And then you have this line here, and when you have this strong outside bar like this, usually there will be an inside bar after it, which turns into this on H1. You can see this, and then this inside, and that inside bar is what? Setup 1. It's fault wave. And then around here you had the setup, so it wasn't really completely right, but if you took it and it got you in, you were still in it, and you would still be in it. If you were trading the Australian session later on, then you had a perfect setup. This is a perfect dot candle, which is an outside bar, and then you have this tight box, you have your PO here, stop loss there, just let it be your target. Your trailing stop will still be above this box and it's still going down, so there you go. And that's the inverted Scooby. Beautiful setups. We can spot these on the daily chart. On this one you see some strong moves. Euro CAD, again candidate it was, and how do you spot this is, actually this was an inside bar type of situation, not really ideal. You couldn't have really spotted this unless you really went onto the hourly chart and saw this, and then after that you saw this. So on a Thursday, if you check this, which on the daily would be not really much, if you went to the 4-hour chart, you'd see what is the essence of the AIMS setup, where you have an alligator open and price comes back, even you have a PC there and darker bars. So ideally, if you're trading the hourly charts, and what you do is that if you have a chosen, let's say 10 pairs, just put them on the H4 chart like this, and whichever is showing data, let's suppose this data does not exist yet, you're only looking at this, and you have this gator open, price breaks out of some range. Can you see this range around here? Let me put another box there. So this box is showing that range, right? It kind of breaks out of it, comes back to it. Can you see the daily low here? So breaks out of it, comes back to it, and it creates this. You'd have these setups coming in. So even if you're trading the 4-hour chart, this box is very important. So you just take this trade and stop loss somewhere about this candle or somewhere about this daily level. Just let it go, or you can go on the hourly and find a setup 1, which you found here. So you take it here, stop loss will be there, somewhere there, and you would still be in it. So this is another way of doing these things, and it's you can all do it from the 4-hour chart and the daily chart. So you're on a daily like this, you go to the 4-hour and stuff like that. So would you trade this on hourly? No, because you already see that the 4-hour chart is sleeping. So let's go to the H1. You see all mess, so you don't want to do it. This is the euro pound, by the way. The pound, Australian dollar, again, it's got the pound in it. The pound has a completed wave. We need to know some new direction on this, but even then, if you look at the 4-hour chart, you can see open all the way. So what you do is you mark these levels, and you want to trade these levels in line with the H1 levels. You go to H1 and mark it somewhere here, and you trade them. Hold on. So that's the setup 1 for you around here, and you just do it. Yeah, that's what it is. And the pound CAD, another pound, another one. This is the dollar index. I was watching this as it was breaking out. Euro dollar was also breaking out of it, so this means that the dollar overall is strengthening. going up. Can you see? Big strong 3 A B C, fourth wave comes to purple, starts going. It happens on all the time frames. So if you know the play, if you know this structure, this design, within this structure you can actually predict pretty much easily what's going to happen on the lower time frames. So when price was around here, you know, on weekly you look at it, it's like this. On the daily we would definitely be sleeping gator. So you know, rubbish kind of setup, but you know that it's going sideways, got multiple levels. If you didn't take this box because it's away from the gator, right, and you looked at it, you had this inside bar here, and the high of this and the fractal was the same, the box. So easily you minimize your risk, stop loss below this and let it go. But I don't trade this thing, just for indication. These are some indices. Indices are going through some really rubbish kind of periods, but they are highly volatile at times, so very good for some intraday trading. For example, this one, the S&P is going crazy, right? Look what it did. A very predictable level. You have the monthly lows representing these lows, and watch where this cross here goes. Can you see all the way here? So these levels are important levels, breaking them here and there. So when you had this inside candle here, what would you get? When you have a strong candle here and an inside candle, what would you see on the hourly chart? This would be 3, this would be 4. Let's mark it. That's the 3. Go to H1. See this? 3, 4, the next one is 5. And unfortunately, on the hourly chart you didn't see a setup one here. You probably would have on M30. Here we go. Not really an ideal setup that you saw on that. This one had a very big box, but around here, if you were conscious, most of us would be asleep, you'd then have a good setup, which you could have a target point based on your target zone 1, so you would have an entry here and target there. Difficult to catch, but you know, that's the idea of it. So if you look at the 4-hour chart, a bit nasty here, but around here, can you see? Now watch this. Boxed area, breaks out of it, comes back to it, retests it on the 4-hour. What would you see here? See? An inside candle, right? An inside one. But because there is no dark bar, so it's not showing as a hunt signal, whereas on this one there is. So what would you see here? You would see a setup on the hourly chart on this. But this wasn't really pretty because it came down here and then put back up, so you probably will be break even. And this is what it is. So video is a little bit longer than I wanted, but that's what it is. Good luck. Well, wrong thing to say. We don't need luck. I wish you discipline, and I wish you that you enjoy yourself during this process, and don't stress yourself too much. Be disciplined, have a plan in, and trade your plan. You really enjoy that. So I hope you have a good one, and see you tomorrow.